Hi, my name is Paul and I like to go places. And sometimes I like to go to those places twice in a row, because if you saw my last week's video, you may recognize where I am, and that's at the Carolin Mine site. I wasn't planning on coming back here so soon, but after I posted that other video, I started doing a little bit more information gathering, and there was a Facebook group about the abandoned mines of BC, and some people in there had a lot more information than I had. And yeah, I had someone who showed on a map where the 3 mine entrances are, and then the 4th spot is like the actual like 1,000-foot shaft or something like that. So basically I'm just gonna like poke around, hopefully find another one of those mine entrances. And then I also heard about the Emancipation mine, which is further back the road that we came up. So like all of this stuff I didn't know about when I came up here last week. So I'm just kind of hoping to discover a little bit more. And then I think that would wrap up my plans to come back here, because I'm not going to actually, you know, be actively exploring the mines or anything like that. So I just want to cover everything I possibly can and then move on to my next destination. So yeah, today I'm just going to basically see if I can find more that we didn't find the last time. And yeah, I don't know. All right, so like we've got the main structures here, and yeah, right at the end of this conveyor belt thing, on the map that someone provided, pointing out where the mine entrances are. This, I believe, is like the main level mine entrance. Pretty much right here. You can see, obviously, there was something that did exist here, and now it's just like a pile. So from what I gather, this entrance did actually collapse at some point on its own. But then there was also other mentions in the Facebook group that in 2025, that's when the crews came in and actually filled in like the rest of the entrances. There was one that we covered in the last video, which is like the next level up from here. And that one, you know, it looks like they basically just pushed a mountain of dirt right in front of the entrance. So yeah, my understanding is this one had originally collapsed at some point. Maybe they just piled more stuff here as well to completely block it off, but I don't think there's any getting into there. So, but yeah, in the last video, we did cover the next entrance up there. What I did not know at the time was that the next level above that is another entrance, and then further up is like the top of the actual mine shaft or whatever. So today, I'm hoping to kind of like look into that a little bit more. And then after that, I don't think there's really anything else that we were going to take a look at in the structures. We already poked around those in the last video. But what I am going to do after that is I'm going to head back down the road. I'm hoping to find that Emancipation mine, and then whatever else we get up to today. So right now we're coming up that road from the structures, and in my last video, we saw that this side road goes to the like the first basically accessible entrance to the mine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to keep on going up here, and then at some point it will also kind of turn off to the right, and there will be some sort of side trail that then hopefully leads to another mine entrance. And I think I know what I'm looking for, because I sort of remember seeing like an old trail when I was up here the last time, and I didn't explore it when I probably should have. So that's where we're going right now. All right, so basically you're coming up this road here, and it splits off into 2 directions. This way here is what I did last week in my video, and I was basically like, this is the actual Forest Service road as far as I know, and it just keeps on going, and eventually, well, I think it's probably been decommissioned and washed out in too many places by now, but I think it would continue like way up into the mountains. But I did not go down here. It looked a little too overgrown for my liking, and I think that might be where this other possibly accessible mine shaft is. And then the actual top of the mine shaft, I don't know if it's still like up here a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, so we're just gonna see what we can find. All right, so coming up that road is pretty sketchy, and unfortunately, there is absolutely no way in hell I'm going to try and drive past this. You basically have maybe enough room for, you know, a dirt bike, possibly a small ATV. Otherwise, you're at risk of just, you know, going all the way down there. So, no. This does keep on going. I'm assuming it's right until where the next mine entrance is located. Unfortunately, I don't have any data service out here to check a map, so I'll just hike it and see what I come across. All right, so this little trail kind of ends right around here. You'll know it because you'll see the hole. So where I had to park is maybe less than 100 meters down that way. So, but yeah, I'm assuming they couldn't get any machinery up here to seal this off when they did the other ones. So it is pretty much still wide open from the looks of it. Well, there are these boulders here. I think I hear something. I think it might just be water drops. Well, my girlfriend told me I'm not allowed to enter any abandoned mine shafts. She's not here. So let's take a look. All right, so I cranked the exposure up basically as far as I can really do it. I didn't bring a really bright light or anything with me. So yeah, there is a lot of water that's dripping down right around here. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I got water drops on my head. Pretty cool in here. I'm not going to go, obviously, much further than this because I don't have a bright light, but yeah, there's evidence of like an old, I don't know what that is, probably from like a cart, I'm not sure. But I can't really tell. I think it might go that direction or both. So, yeah. But yeah, I have absolutely no visibility in here. So, yeah. Exploring mines is not something, honestly, I'm ever really going to do, I don't think. I don't have the experience to do it safely, or the equipment, for that matter. So, but, yeah, I mean, if this is something that interests you, it's, you know, not too bad to make it up here, so. But yeah, we're going to head back out to the Jeep and see what else we can find. All right, so we've kept crawling up the Forest Service Road from where we were. Just admiring the view, of course. Now this is kind of what I'm talking about here. I know that if I keep going up here, it'll eventually hit a spot that I covered in my last video where there was a washout and the detour has some trees in the way. I'd have to chainsaw those out of the way. But I remember seeing this, like a very overgrown path, and I didn't figure there'd be anything interesting down here because it's so overgrown, but I can only assume down here somewhere is where that actual top of the mine shaft supposedly is, but I mean, I'm assuming it's not going to be accessible, but we might actually be able to like physically see where it is maybe, and that might be neat. So yeah, we're just gonna go down here, I guess. So basically I ended up driving just around randomly, but I still couldn't find anything, and I'm not sure if I'd actually be able to recognize it if I saw it. There's basically like a maze of roads when you look at the drone footage here, and if the top of that mine is somewhere on one of these roads, I don't know which one it is, and it's probably something that I am not going to be able to find, so I may revisit that idea at some point, but yeah, right now I guess it's not really a priority. So as I was descending back down the road, I've already passed the point where that other mine entrance was that we already checked out. And then I noticed there's like big piece of metal over there, and then as I was kind of trying to take a closer look, I saw these. I think these are like ventilation pipes that probably go all the way down. So that's interesting. But then that giant piece of metal, that actually looks like a giant pipe. I'll take a look. Well, it's not a pipe. It's a tank of some sort. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this was maybe fuel or something back in the day. Just seeing if there's, I'm standing on these logs right now, and I can't really tell if there's supposed to be anything like underneath it, or, whoops, it was just put here to keep this giant tank in its place or whatever. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty hefty metal. So as I was just climbing down there, I also noticed another pipe just kind of like sticking out of the ground, and yeah, it's pretty solid. So I'm not really sure what else is here, because this looks like a lot of a logged area. So, but yeah, I'm assuming that's yet another sort of ventilation pipe, or maybe it was something for like feeding fuel from here down into the mine. I have no idea. All right, so now we're gonna see if we can find that Emancipation mine. So as you take the road back toward the highway, so there's this kind of like clearing that you can kind of see, and then there's gonna be a small road off to the side. I think that is an old logging road, which will eventually take us to the mine. I'm not sure I can drive all the way, but we might as well just take a look. So if you're wondering if you should bring your vehicle up on this road, the answer is probably no, unless you don't mind getting it thrashed a little bit. So as you're coming up here, it looks like you don't take the first turn up there. We need to keep going up this way for a while, and then it'll be like the next larger road on the right. So there's a map that I got from the Facebook group about these abandoned mines, and that kind of shows you where we need to go. So it looks like we can drive most of the way, and then we have to park, and then it'll be probably just like a short hike until we get to the actual mine. Oh my God. Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of like a bush rig for me now, because I've already let it take a beating up on these off-road trails, so yeah. Anyway, Let's hopefully be able to reach this mine today. So I think I've pretty much driven as far as I can, because on the satellite view, this road keeps on going, but there's absolutely no way I'm going to be able to drive through this. So we still have a little ways to go. I guess I'm on foot the rest of the way. Well, at least I'm on the right track. There's a kind of like an indication that we're going the right way, because this is what I'm dealing with. And there's like thorns on some of these bushes. Yeah, this shit hurts to walk through. But I am making progress. So I've like wandered around through all of this crap, like in all directions, and I don't know what I'm looking for. And I'm not even sure if I'm close to where it's supposed to be. So I'm kind of in the general area of the map that I grabbed from the Facebook group for the abandoned mines. And yeah, everything is so overgrown, I can't tell where, you know, a trail may have existed to get to this or anything like that. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna have to do is basically give up on finding the Emancipation mine, and I may return to this area if I can get very exact coordinates, because I mean, I could be out here like for hours and not find it. So yeah. All right, so it's actually a couple days later from the clips that you just saw, and where I was, apparently there was mining stuff up there somewhere. I couldn't find it, but I don't think that was really what I was looking for. The stuff I was looking for, turns out, is somewhere a bit different. So I had to do a bunch of research at home, and what I concluded is that this old road called Emancipation Road, that may still have a couple portals or whatever you call them that you can actually use to enter like a large mine. That road is way further closer to the highway than where I was. And looking at the information, that whole mountain, it's unofficially called Emancipation Mountain, I guess. But yeah, from the highway to the Carolin Mine site, it's basically, I guess, known for having a gold deposit kind of like in that entire stretch there or something like that. So there's actually like several mining claims, I think, stretching that whole area, according to some of these survey documents I was looking at. But yeah, so what I was looking for is Emancipation Road, and unfortunately, I did find it. It's not really a road anymore. I flew the drone up, and it does kind of turn into more of a visible road, but the very start of it, they've kind of done a good job to make it not a road anymore. So this here is the road that keeps on going to Carolin Mine, and this is apparently Emancipation Road. So we're gonna have to go through a bunch of obstacles, and as you get further up the top there, there's like some logs and stuff in the way, but there's a bend not too far up there, and as soon as you cross that, then it kind of turns into more of a road than it was before. So yeah. All right, so status report. I've made it all the way up here so far. This basically, it's a pretty good angle, and it's just like pure mud. So I've had to like drag myself up. I found the nearest thing that could support the required strength to help the Jeep up the hill. So yeah, basically there was just a bunch of crap right in there I had to get through. Now what I'm gonna do is come over this way a bit more. And unfortunately there is also a huge tree right across there. So I don't have a big enough chainsaw, so I did cut a bunch away on one side. I'm going to winch off the other end of this tree and pull it, and hopefully it breaks, and then I can just drag the tree out of the way. Because if I can't, there is no way to drive beyond this. There's barely enough room for like a dirt bike or something right around the roots there, but otherwise it would be a no-go if I can't move that tree. So that's the plan. Okay, so we were just before where that stump is sticking up. That's the tree I had to basically drag out of the way. We're almost at the turn point where I think it clears up. This is already kind of cut here, so it's a bit of a tight fit for a vehicle, but the Jeep I think is narrow enough to be able to just come right up in here, because there is another tree there, but I think it's free of obstacles to get to that little clearing at the top there. So yeah, it's basically just slow going, and hopefully it clears up a bit. All right, so we've made it all the way up this hill, and right around the bend, you'll see it does start to like resemble a road again. Now it's gonna be like still pretty overgrown, I think, further up. But yeah, I'm gonna basically just stop for a lunch break, and then we're gonna push through. And yeah, that took a lot of time to get all that crap out of the way. But this looks like it's going to be much better. So all of the stuff that they had in the road further back down there, I think for the most part that was deliberate to stop people like me. So, but yeah, I did have to use the winch a few times in order to kind of like safely drag myself up certain stretches. It wouldn't really be required, I don't think, if you had much beefier tires than I do, but there was a lot of sliding in the mud here, and it is pretty damp up here, so yeah. All right, so here's the situation. There you've got like cross ditches like constantly all the way up this road, and I've been scraping every time I went through them, and this one is far worse. I don't think there's going to be any way that I could easily drag my way through this. And even if I did, I have a feeling it would just keep going and going. So I'm parked, and I'm just going to hike further up, I guess. And I have a general idea on the map where I think there might be some mine entrances. So I'm just gonna keep walking, and hopefully I'll find something. So we got a nice view of the Coquihalla Highway, and I'm realizing how much time I wasted getting my Jeep up as far as I did, because this is the road. It's literally just the side of a mountain now. So I spent all of that time just to kind of off-road a little bit of distance, and I wouldn't have been able to drive up to the mines anyway. So yeah, I don't think I would even try a dirt bike up here. This is pretty gnarly. Well, I'm standing here at a pretty nice waterfall. Where the hell is the mine? So I've just been slowly climbing my way through all this crap, and it looks like it's probably even worse up there, but I think we might be close. All right, I think we're getting pretty close to the mine site, because I'm seeing some old rusty metal kind of just like around a couple places. So this is the way we've come, and I've noticed it starts to kind of go downwards a bit, because you're climbing basically this old road for most of the way, and then as it starts to decline, I don't think we're that far. I think it's very close, kind of like maybe around another corner or two. I was looking on my location on the satellite view, and we are pretty much approaching where supposedly these mine portals are. So, but yeah, you really just got to watch your footing, because like when it's not rocky, then it's covered in trees and it's overgrown, so you can't see what you're stepping on. And if you're wearing shorts, you're gonna get scratched up quite badly. If I were to show you my legs right now, this video would probably be flagged for gore. So just letting you know, it's bad. Okay, I basically took like 10 steps from where I just made a video clip, and I started to see all these like rail tracks kind of thing, looks like. But then I look over here and it's an entrance to a mine. Let me just see if there's an easy way to kind of, what the fuck was that? A rock just fell down the mountain. Well, that's concerning. So, oh yeah, that's sufficiently spooky. What do we have? Ow, fuck! Thorns. Shitting me? Okay. I certainly don't trust this, but I'll just kind of show you briefly what's in here. All right, so I really have no idea how far this will actually take you. There's a breeze coming out of here. So I would say that, yeah, this probably goes in a ways. Yeah, I will not be entering this mine. This is this is not really my thing, and I don't have safety gear for this sort of stuff. So, but let's just quickly peek at the that other just like hole we saw right next to this. All right, I don't really feel the breeze out of this. There's some old metal track going in here. Yeah, I don't feel a breeze out of this though, so I'm not sure if this was once another way through and it's maybe collapsed or something since then. I don't know, but yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going in there. All right, now supposedly there's a couple other portals to that mine somewhere around here. I have no idea where exactly. And I flew the drone around and I couldn't see it on the drone screen, but I did record a bunch of video of me flying around this entire area. So when I get home, I might be able to take a closer look. But for now, I basically accomplished what I wanted, and that's finding the Emancipation mine. So I'm gonna head back to the Jeep, and it's gonna be a very painful walk back, I think, because yeah, I am covered in scratches, so yep. All right, so I think it's gonna wrap up this video. All I really wanted to accomplish today was finding that mine along that really old road. So I don't know if I'll be revisiting that area again anytime soon. I do have a bit of drone footage that I'll be looking at to see if maybe I can find where that, I don't know, I guess the other mine is closer to the border where the Carolin Mine area is. So that side of the mountain, I haven't been able to locate anything yet. So if I can figure out where something might be, then maybe I'll plan another trip out there. But otherwise, I think it's probably going to cover most of what I wanted to accomplish there. So right now, I'm slowly making my way back to Kelowna and just making some random stops along the way, places that I haven't really bothered to investigate before. So anyway, thanks for watching.